So, members of the Board of Education, Mr. Pendergrass, honored guests, parents, faculty, and of course, the Morristown High School class of 2018, it gives me great pleasure this evening to welcome you. Tonight we gather to celebrate the accomplishments of these 400 men and women, and we proudly send them forth to the next chapter of their lives. As I thought about the content of my remarks to you this evening, I was planning on something around the theme of 7 years. That's the amount of time that we've been together with me as your principal. For most of you, I've been your principal through middle school and high school. And I have to say, without reservation, that it has been an incredibly enjoyable and rewarding experience for me. You are an amazing group of young women and young men, individually and collectively. And it has truly been my privilege, my honor, and my joy to be with you on this journey. I will miss each of you. However, events of the recent past have demonstrated to me the need to adjust my remarks tonight. In the Broadway hit musical Hamilton, the title character sings "My Shot," in which he stresses his determination to be a major player in America's fight for independence from the British. The lyrics, "I'm not giving away my shot," proclaim that he is not going to lose or waste the chance to be a part of something as momentous as America's struggle for liberty. Hamilton is committed to taking a stand. Throughout this past year, we have seen the rise of various movements led by groups of people responding to current issues. The Me Too movement, March for Our Lives, and Black Lives Matter, to name but a few. The individuals who comprise these groups, like Hamilton, are taking a stand on issues that ignite their passion. And members of these groups are not giving away their shot. They refuse to miss the opportunity to take their stand. Taking a stand and not giving up your shot is part of our national heritage. American history is filled with courageous groups of men and women who were inspired by the issues of their eras. From the abolitionists of the early 19th century to the suffragists of the mid-19th century, the progressives and the New Dealers of the early 20th century. And let's not forget about the hippies, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, the National Organization for Women, Greenpeace, and the Tea Party. Each of these groups is comprised of people who felt compelled to take a stand on an issue of the time, while putting themselves and potentially their well-being at risk. During the Red Scare of the 1950s, several Hollywood personalities refused to cooperate with Senator Joe McCarthy's committee, which sought out alleged communists in the United States and which painted these suspected traitors as guilty before they were even called in front of the House Un-American Affairs Committee. The so-called Hollywood 10 took a stand on their belief that Americans had the right to associate with any group they chose. Senator McCarthy's committee cited these men for contempt of Congress for their refusal to cooperate with his committee. Each man was fined $1,000 and sentenced to a year in prison. More importantly, these men had their careers destroyed, and many died without having their names cleared or their loyalties reaffirmed. As most of you remember from your sophomore study of Arthur Miller's The Crucible, John Proctor lost his life rather than admit to the lie that would have saved him. Thus, your devotion to a cause must be carefully considered and worth the risk. The cause should be noble and just, and only you can decide what fits your definition of those terms. Everyone has an opportunity to take a stand and to recognize what the unique moment is. Almost every generally accepted practice was once revolutionary. From one person, one vote, to equal employment opportunities, and to the acceptance of individuals with various emotional and physical challenges as integral parts of our societies. There is no shortage of causes, no dearth of social ills to be rectified. You need to decide what is calling you to effect the change. That is the revolution within. To heed the call to turn a situation on its head, despite the objections and the risks to your personal reputation, your livelihood, and your personal safety. To work with every fiber of your being toward a new normal, even at great personal cost. Although life offers many calls to action, very few of us will be presented with the opportunity to take our stand in the same way as Hamilton. Very few of us will have a chance to join a revolution. That, however, doesn't mean that you can't make a difference. Ask yourself, what issues or causes have weight and depth for me? What do I feel passionately about? Where can my passion have impact? Then examine your passion and why it moves you to action. Ask yourself, who feels the same as I do about this? What are their goals? How are they organized? And what can my efforts add to this movement? The cause must be a part of you in order for you to be a part of the cause. It must be woven into the fabric of your being. And then act. Being conscious of the dangers of greed, power, hedonism, fame, and revenge, which taint the commitment necessary and make the movement a personal endeavor rather than one for common good. No great movement was born of a need for individual or materialistic gain. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, remember the words of the famous anthropologist Margaret Mead, who said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." So, members of the class of 2018, it is with a mixture of tremendous pride and deep sadness that we bid you farewell tonight, confident that you are well prepared for whatever your futures hold. We wish you years of good health, happiness, and success. Wherever your roads lead you, our hope is that at some point they lead you back to Morristown High School. Good luck. You will be missed. Thank you.
Morristown.